Midnight. Your chest is a war zone. It feels like molten lead rising, charring your esophagus from the inside out. You reach for the quick fix, but here's the terrifying truth. That pill is a blindfold, not a cure. We're witnessing a global epidemic of mechanical reflux, where the body's pressure seal simply snaps. It's not about what you eat. It's about how your internal plumbing is collapsing. And the most dangerous part? You're likely sabotaging it every single morning. Think of your stomach not as a vat of chemicals, but as a pressurized soda bottle. Between the burning fizz and your throat stands one single muscular protector, the lower esophageal sphincter. It's your body's internal cap. When it's tight, the system works. But here is where the narrative shifts. Most people spend years obsessing over the acid, the liquid, while completely ignoring the fact that their cap is stripped bare. This is the climax of the misunderstanding. You've been told that skipping meals rests the stomach. In reality, an empty stomach still pumps acid, but with no food to buffer it, the pressure builds until the valve simply snaps under the strain. It's a physical, structural collapse. You aren't just dealing with a sour stomach, you are witnessing a mechanical leak that floods your system the moment you lie down. While you're chasing pH levels, gravity and internal pressure are winning the war. The fire isn't the enemy. The failure of the seal is. And until you fix the mechanics, the chemistry will never, ever be enough. If the cap is the problem, why is it failing?
It is important that you take this exactly.
This is the part where most medical advice falls silent, but it's exactly where the real battle is won or lost. To fix the mechanics, we have to look at the 4 invisible forces shaking your soda bottle until the cap simply can't hold. First, the valve paradox. We've been conditioned to think medication strengthens the body, but antacids are like a blindfold. They mute the burn but do absolutely nothing to tighten that weakened lower esophageal sphincter. Imagine a leaking dam. You can dye the water a different color so it looks less threatening, but the structural crack is still widening. Every day you rely solely on a chemical fix, you are ignoring the muscle that has forgotten how to close. Second, the abdominal squeeze. This is the hidden physics of reflux. Whether it's bloating, overeating, or even just visceral fat, there is a literal physical squeeze happening inside your abdomen. It's a game of displacement. As that internal pressure climbs, it pushes the stomach contents upward with the force of a hydraulic press. You could have the cleanest diet on the planet, but if the pressure inside is higher than the strength of the valve, the acid wins. Period. Third, the backlog crisis. Doctors call it gastroparesis. You can call it a clogged drain. When your digestion slows down, often due to stress or poor meal timing, your stomach becomes a stagnant pool. Acid doesn't just sit there, it ferments, it bubbles, and it waits. The longer food sits in your stomach, the more shaking that bottle receives. You aren't just reacting to what you ate, you're reacting to the fact that your system has stopped moving. Finally, the lifestyle instigators. This is the betrayal of the mundane. The late-night snack that robs you of gravity's help. The chronic stress that desyncs your nervous system, telling your valve to relax when it should be locked tight. We've turned a rhythmic, coordinated process into a chaotic mess of bad timing. The uncomfortable truth? You aren't a victim of bad luck or too much acid. You are the architect of an internal environment that has made reflux inevitable. But once you stop treating the chemistry and start addressing the physics, the pressure, the timing, and the mechanics, the fire doesn't just fade. It stays where it belongs. The question is, are you ready to stop silencing the alarm and start fixing the building? Now we move from understanding the catastrophe to the art of the rebuild. If your body is a pressurized system that has lost its seal, we don't need a miracle. We need a restoration of physics. This is the blueprint doctors use when they stop looking at the symptoms and start looking at the machine. Step 1. The volume protocol. The first law of thermodynamics in your gut is simple. Space equals safety. Every time you eat a large meal, you aren't just nourishing yourself, you are physically stretching the stomach walls. This stretch sends a signal to the lower esophageal sphincter to relax. It's a safety release valve. But in a reflux-prone body, that valve doesn't just release, it collapses. The solution isn't just eating less. It's about volume management. By shifting to smaller, high-density meals, you prevent the stomach stretch reflex from ever triggering. You are essentially keeping the soda bottle half empty, so that even if it shakes, the pressure never reaches the cap. This isn't a diet, it's a strategic decompression of your internal cavity. Step 2. The gravity alignment. Human beings are the only creatures that try to fight gravity with a chemical pill. Digestion is a downward journey, yet we've developed a habit of horizontal sabotage. When you lie down within 3 hours of eating, you are removing the only force keeping that acid in place. Think of it as a system reset. By honoring the 3-hour rule, you allow the stomach to empty into the small intestine before you ever hit the pillow. But for those who have already suffered structural damage, we go further. The inclined sleep. We aren't talking about extra pillows that crinkle your neck. We're talking about a 6-inch elevation of the entire upper torso. This creates a literal gravity dam. Even if the valve is weak, physics keeps the acid at the bottom of the bottle. You are using the most powerful force in the universe to do what your medication couldn't. Step 3. The pressure decompression. This is the hardest truth to swallow, but it's the most vital. If you have excess abdominal weight, you are living inside a permanent hydraulic press. Every time you sit down, every time you bend over, you are squeezing your stomach like a balloon. Even a modest reduction in visceral fat, just 5 to 10%, can be the difference between a valve that fails and a valve that holds. It's like removing the heavy bricks from the top of your soda bottle. Suddenly, the internal cap doesn't have to fight so hard. You've removed the external force, allowing the internal mechanics to breathe again. Step 4. The rhythmic restoration. Your gut has its own brain, the enteric nervous system, and it thrives on rhythm. When you are stressed, your body enters fight or flight mode. In this state, digestion is considered a low priority. The blood leaves your gut, the muscles desynchronize, and the valve becomes lazy. To fix the mechanics, you must fix the vagal tone. This isn't meditation, it's nerve calibration. Simple diaphragmatic breathing before a meal tells your brain that the war is over and it's safe to seal the pipes. Walking after a meal isn't just for calories, it's a mechanical pump that moves food forward, clearing the backlog before the pressure can build. You are teaching your body how to be a coordinated machine once again. Step 5. The sensory audit. Finally, we must identify the shakers. Everyone has different triggers, but they all share one trait. They irritate the lining or relax the muscle. Caffeine, alcohol, peppermint, these aren't just bad foods, they are chemical keys that unlock the valve at the wrong time. You must become a detective of your own biology. When you remove these triggers while simultaneously applying the laws of gravity and pressure, you aren't just managing reflux. You are creating an environment where reflux is physically impossible. You are fixing the leak, tightening the cap, and finally, silencing the alarm because the fire is truly, finally out. But there is a final layer to this architectural rebuild. The golden keys that most people overlook in their rush for a quick fix. These are the nuances that separate those who struggle for a lifetime from those who reclaim their health in weeks. First, consider the liquid trap. Most of us were taught to drink water during meals. But in a pressurized system, liquids are the enemy of a weak valve. Water doesn't just dilute your digestive enzymes, it adds immediate, uncompressible volume to your soda bottle. By drinking your fluids 30 minutes before or after a meal, You keep the stomach contents solid and heavy, making it much harder for them to defy gravity and float upward. Second is the chewing mandate. Your stomach doesn't have teeth. When you swallow large, unrefined chunks of food, you are forcing your stomach to produce more acid and work twice as hard to break them down. This extra labor creates heat, gas, and, you guessed it, pressure. By liquefying your food in your mouth, you ensure a fast, smooth exit through the pyloric valve, clearing the backlog before it ever has a chance to reflux. Lastly, understand the phased reintroduction. Healing the esophagus is like healing a burn on your skin. Even if you've fixed the leak, the tissue is still raw. This is where most fail. They feel better for 2 days and immediately return to the habits that broke the system. You must give your internal lining time to rebuild its protective mucosal barrier. It's not just about stopping the fire, it's about allowing the forest to grow back. This isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about restoring the fundamental dignity of your body's mechanics. When you master these final nuances, you aren't just managing a condition, you are becoming the master of your own internal environment. We've spent this journey deconstructing a medical mystery that was never really a mystery at all. It was a failure of mechanics, gravity, and timing. The fire in your throat was never the enemy. It was the siren, a desperate signal from a system that had lost its balance. But here is the final truth. Knowing the physics is one thing, respecting them is another. You now hold the blueprint to rebuild the cap, to decompress the pressure, and to finally live a life where 2 a.m. is a time for deep, restorative sleep, not a battle for breath. You aren't just fixing reflux, you are reclaiming the rhythm of your life. The soda bottle is no longer shaking. The alarm has been silenced because the fire is finally out. But your journey into the mechanics of health is just beginning. If you've realized that the standard advice has been failing you, you're ready for what comes next. Don't let this be just another video you watched. Let it be the day the mechanics finally clicked. The fire is out. The system is restored. Now go live like it.